Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're talking about something a lot of us use, maybe every single day, the VPN. We switch it on and feel safe, but what if that digital armor has a few chinks you don't know about? So let me just ask you straight up. Do you think your VPN makes you invincible online? I mean, it's easy to feel that way, right? You flip a switch and suddenly you're anonymous, secure, and totally untouchable. But, well, the reality is a little more complex than that. All right, let's get right to the heart of it. A fantastic report from Virtualization Options LLC, a technology research firm based in Colorado, just puts it perfectly. They say, a VPN is not a silver bullet and does not protect you against all online threats. And that simple idea right there, that's exactly what we're going to unpack today. But hang on. Before we go any further, let's be super clear. VPNs are awesome, and they're incredibly useful. The best way to think of one is like a private armored truck for your data. So what is it? A virtual private network, or VPN, is basically a service that creates the super secure encrypted connection, think of it like a secret private tunnel, that runs from your device all the way out to the internet. And it does two things just brilliantly. First, it encrypts all your traffic. It just scrambles it into gibberish, so if someone's trying to snoop on you at a coffee shop, they can't read a single thing. Second, it masks your location. It sends your connection through a server somewhere else entirely. That's how you can be sitting in Chicago and look like you're browsing from Tokyo. So far, so good, right? Okay, but here's where we hit our first big catch. That armored truck is great for protecting its cargo on the road, but it can't do anything about what happens inside your own house before the truck even gets there. This brings us to threats that are on your own turf. And this really gets to the core of this first problem. A VPN is built to protect your data while it's in transit, on that journey from your computer to the VPN server. But what it absolutely can't do is protect the computer itself. Its protection just stops at the device. Just think about it for a second. If you accidentally download some malware, well, that program is now inside your fortress. Your VPN is completely useless against it. Same thing goes for sketchy screen capture software that's logging everything you do, or if someone literally steals your laptop. The VPN tunnel is completely irrelevant if the threat is already on your machine. All right, so what about the tunnel itself? I mean, that's got to be perfectly secure, right? Well, not always. And this brings us to our second big category of risk: leaks in the tunnel. Yeah, it sounds pretty dramatic, but the research from Virtualization Options points out that sometimes your real identity can actually spring a leak and escape from that supposedly secure tunnel. It's a very real technical problem. One of the most common ways this happens is through something called a DNS leak. You can think of DNS as the internet's phone book. It looks up website names and turns them into addresses. The problem is, sometimes your computer's request can accidentally just go around the VPN, exposing your true location to your internet provider. Then there's another one called a WebRTC leak. WebRTC is this tech that's built right into your browser for things like video chats or live streams. The issue? It loves to create its own connections outside of the VPN, which means it can end up broadcasting your real IP address to whatever website you're on, totally defeating the purpose of the VPN in the first place. And you know, the list goes on. The VPN server itself could be compromised. You could be hit with a really sophisticated man-in-the-middle attack if you're not careful. Or really advanced adversaries could use something called a traffic correlation attack to figure out who you are. The point is, the tunnel isn't a magical force field. So, let's move on to our third and honestly maybe the most important category of all. It's the human factor. Because you know what they say at the end of the day, the weakest link in any security system is, well, it's usually us. The research we're looking at today puts it this way. Social engineering is a manipulation tactic that exploits human psychology. A VPN can scramble your data, sure, but it can't fix a bad decision. I mean, just look at the classic phishing attack. It's so simple, but it works. You get an email. It looks exactly like it's from your bank. It's urgent. You click the link. It takes you to a fake website that's a perfect copy of the real one. And then you just type in your username and password. And that's it. Game over. The attacker didn't have to crack your encryption. They didn't need to find some crazy technical flaw. They just tricked you. Your VPN cannot protect you from you. So, after hearing all this, it becomes pretty clear we need to change how we think about these things. A VPN is a fantastic, powerful tool, but it is not an impenetrable fortress. And that probably leads you to a pretty big question right now. Okay, so should I just ditch my VPN altogether? Is it even worth it? And the answer? From pretty much every security expert out there, and from the research we've discussed today, is a very clear and simple no. It's really all about perspective. You have to see your VPN for what it truly is. One really important tool in a much, much larger security toolbox. It does its specific job very well, but it was never designed to do every job. So what else should be in that toolbox? Well, you absolutely start with a trusted VPN, but then you layer it with good antivirus software to catch that malware we talked about. You make sure you're always keeping your software updated to patch security holes. You use strong, unique passwords for everything. And maybe, most importantly, you practice vigilance. You learn to spot those phishing attacks because you are the only defense against them. So let's just end on this one thought. Your VPN? It's like having a top-of-the-line, reinforced, double-locked front door. It is an excellent, essential part of your home's security. But the real question you've got to ask yourself is this: are your windows open?